Hello everyone and welcome back to our daily guitar lessons. Today we're going to take this moment to review our Form I bar chords that we've been working on. We've got our major, minor, and dominant seventh chords. So we're going to go over those today. Before we begin, just a couple of tips. Remember, you want to be using the side of your finger, kind of that hard part of your finger, to make the bar of the chord, okay, for these bar chords. Check out our chord diagrams. So as you can see here, if we start with our major Form I bar chord, to create our minor and our dominant seventh bar chords, you're only changing one finger of the chord, okay, one note of the chord. So pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and start out by playing our major chord, and then we're going to make the adjustments from there to see how these chords relate. We're going to do this on the 5th fret, so we're going to be playing A chords today. Alright. So let's go ahead and get our A major bar chord. So 5th fret area, get your bar first, okay, with your first finger. Root is on the low E string. And one thing that'll help you kind of get that bar in place is you're going to tilt your finger away from you on the fretboard. And if you're having a hard time getting that tilt still, you can bring your elbow in toward the guitar, and that'll help you get that tilt happening. Alright, so we got our first finger, our bar in place. We're going to add our 3rd finger to the 7th fret, pinky right below it, to the 7th fret on the D string, and your 2nd finger is on the 6th fret of the G. Yeah, and we have our A major chord. Just a nice A major, root 3rd and 5th chord. So that's our A major Form I bar chord. Now, to make that minor, you're only going to make one adjustment. You're going to go ahead and lift up your 2nd finger. Then you get that minor sound happening. So if you're having a hard time getting the sound out of that string, okay, just, you can kind of like wiggle your first finger a little bit until you really get that, all the strings pushed down with your first finger. Sometimes my 2nd finger kind of leans on my first one a little bit, and I never really tried to do that, it just kind of started happening. So if that happens, cool. Alright, let's go back to our major, so put your 2nd finger down. So we have major, make it minor. Yep, major. Minor. Yeah, very nice. Alright, go back to major. Now, dominant 7th chord, we're going to go ahead, we're just adding the 7th to our root 3rd and 5th of this chord. You're going to go ahead and lift your pinky to do that, okay? So now we're hearing, instead of this note, we're hearing this note. Yeah, and this is the chord, we're going to use this chord a lot, right? Like, especially if we're playing blues, that chord is so handy to have. Yeah. So go ahead, put your pinky back down. Major. Go ahead, lift up that pinky. Dominant 7. Alright, play your major chord. Dominant 7. Yeah, you got it. So those are the 3 chords that we've been learning over the past couple lessons. Our Form I bar chords, right? We got those 3 in place. And what we're going to do next, just as a little practice exercise, is we're going to play one of these 3 chords. If you're going to be playing your major bar chord, I'll say A. If you're playing the minor, I'll say A minor. And if you're going to play a 7th chord, I'll say A7, okay? So I'll just kind of throw those out in random order. We're going to stick with A for now. Let's start with A. A minor. A7. A minor. A. A7. A. A minor. A. A7. A. Yeah, so these 3 chords, like we talked about before, they're movable, they're so useful and so beneficial, but they can take some time to get, and that's totally fine. Just have patience with bar chords, and eventually it'll happen for you. So just work at them a little bit more each day, get the sound out of that chord, and you'll get there. It is important to note, some guitar players never play bar chords ever, and if you're a guitar player that has no interest in playing bar chords, that's fine too. Stick to the open chords and use that capo. That totally works as well. But if you take the time and put in the work to learn these bar chords, your options of songs you can play and how you can play them just increase drastically. So I'd highly recommend sticking with it, have patience, and you'll get there. So thank you all for tuning in today, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.